Remember to use that hashtag NBA to get your questions answered live on air. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the NBA Now live mailbag. Let's get right into it. Let's get our first one here from Seti Nagabuchi saying, please talk about Markelle Fultz. I'm from Brazil. Shouts to you. For Brazil is a great place. I've not been fortunate enough to go there, but I hope to one day. There's not much to talk about with Markelle Fultz right now. As of right now, he's still rehabbing that shoulder injury, the thoracic outlet syndrome that he has in his right shoulder. Whether or not he's able to come back and play this season is another question altogether. Sixers have been playing pretty good basketball without him so far, but Markelle Fultz probably going to get traded this offseason. I think that this injury has solidified that they just can't keep him around. It's just too much work. I wonder if they end up shipping him out for a draft pick during the draft. As of right now, his future prognosis is maybe he comes back and is a good NBA bench player. It's unfortunate, but that's just the nature of injuries. John D. Maria asked, what's going on with DSJ and the Mavs? Oh boy, John, we got a fun answer to this one. So, this is how it's gone. The Dallas Mavericks expected this season to go like this. They wanted Luka to come in, and they wanted DSJ and Luka to form one of the best backcourt combos in the Western Conference. Here's the problem. Luka Doncic ended up being way freaking better than they anticipated, and it has completely overshadowed and very much hurt DSJ's development with the Dallas Mavericks. Now what's going on is that DSJ is a little bit upset that he's not the focal point for the Mavericks offense anymore, so he's at odds with Rick Carlisle. They haven't been getting along for the past 2 years, and now the trade rumors have begun with DSJ. I think they're going to ship him out of town and try to get a draft pick for him. It just doesn't seem like the coach and player fit is going to work out here. And I'm sorry, guys. If you're a Dallas Mavericks fan out there, I know you want to keep DSJ around because the dunks are fun, but he hasn't really been that good this year. And if you're asking me to choose between Rick Carlisle and Dennis Smith Jr., I'm taking Rick Carlisle any day of the week. Just remember, it's okay. You have Luka. He's 19 years old. He's going to end up being the best player in the NBA at some point. Mark my words. David Richards, Boston should trade Kyrie. Why? Why would they trade the best player on the team? Why? The whole reason that they're going to get Anthony Davis is because they have Kyrie Irving. Why? No. Are the Celtics disappointing right now? Yes. Do I think that the Celtics are going to be way better in the playoffs when they get to shorten the rotation and actually give minutes to their better players? Yeah, I do. Do I think that the young guys on the Celtics need to start playing better and giving more effort? Yeah, I do. Do I think the vets also need to shut their mouths and start calling out and stop calling out players in the media? Yeah, I also do. This Celtics team's a little bit of a mess. And as much as I love him, as much as I think he's one of the best coaches in the NBA, Brad Stevens needs to get, excuse my French, he needs to get his shit together. He really does. And he needs to start getting this team back on track. The whole reason that this team was supposed to be so good is because they were getting coached by Brad Stevens. As of right now, he's got to realize you need to keep this team together, not just on the court, but in the locker room as well. And he has not done that so far. And I think Brad Stevens is as much to blame as any player on the Boston Celtics right now. So no, they shouldn't trade Kyrie. They should start throwing a little bit of pressure on Brad Stevens so he actually gets his stuff together. Lopez Yesenia asked, what you think about the Knicks trading for Jabari Parker? Don't do it. Don't do it. Do not do it. If you are the Knicks, you should do absolutely nothing that gets you more money for next year. Do not get anything that will impact your cap next year. Do not do it. I don't care about Jabari Parker. If you're the Knicks, why do you need him? KP's coming back at some point this year. Kevin Knox is playing great basketball. The team sucks. This is great. You can get Zion. You forget the Knicks are tanking for Zion. Do not get Jabari Parker. No, stay away. Because this is what's going to happen. Jabari Parker is going to come in. You're going to have Kristaps Porzingis, Jabari Parker, and Kevin Knox, and Zion. Why are you paying Jabari Parker $20 million? It is a nonsensical move. The answer is no. The Knicks should not trade for Jabari Parker. Just get Zion. Frederick, I don't even know how to say that last name, and I'm probably going to say it in a really funny way, so I'm not going to try. I think Milwaukee should trade for Bradley Beal. Do you agree? Absolutely 100%, but it's not going to happen. The Milwaukee Bucks at this point really don't have the trade assets in order to get Bradley Beal from the Washington Wizards. Honestly, the only team that really could get Bradley Beal from the Wizards, ironically, is the Lakers. But if you could get Bradley Beal on Milwaukee, they're probably the biggest threat to the Golden State Warriors in the NBA right now. I mean, all of a sudden you have Giannis, Chris Middleton, Brook Lopez is having maybe the best season of his career so far, plus Bradley Beal. I would love that combination. It's just not really that realistic. I don't think they have the assets or the picks in order to get something like that done. D. Scott, why do you hate Harden so much? Didn't I just say like 10 minutes ago that I used to hate his game and I'm tired of hating on it and I've just accepted that he's amazing? Didn't I just say that? I just said that. Look, I used to hate James Harden's game because I think it's boring to watch. And I think half of the NBA is that it's an exciting sport to watch. But what James Harden is doing right now is legendary. We've never seen anything like this before. The amount of threes he's shooting, along with the amount of times he's getting to the free throw line, this is not normal, guys. Like, this isn't a normal season that James Harden is having. He could end up averaging 35 a game throughout an entire season. I do not hate James Harden. I used to despise watching him because I think it was boring as all hell. But now, I'm done. I'm done hating on it. I said this about LeBron, once he left Miami. I'm tired of hating on it. Sometimes you just need to appreciate greatness and get hate out of your heart. 2019, stop hating on people. Sandy Enrique Christian Santana says, if the Lakers make to the playoffs, LeBron is the MVP. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think he's kind of missed too many games at this point. But if the Lakers do make it to the playoffs, which they're going to anyway, it would be very impressive. If the Lakers win a playoff series, then you can talk to me about maybe LeBron being an MVP candidate. But, man, as of right now, the the Lakers will be playing the Warriors in round one, which, that'd be fun. That'd be great. LeBron James versus the Warriors in round one of the Western Conference playoffs. That'd be awesome. But, no, as of right now, I don't think LeBron has any chance of winning the MVP unless he just goes off and averages 40 over the next 4 months, which I just don't see happening. Mo Curry asks, will Cousins stay in Golden State next year? No. DeMarcus Cousins is here for one reason and one reason only. Wants that ring. He's going to get a ring, he's going to leave, and he's going to get paid a lot of money because he's going to be a really, really good player for the Warriors this year. I don't know if you guys have been watching his warm-ups or his training or his comeback that he's been having with Showtime. He looks so good. He looks really good. He looks better than he did last year, and that was the best season of his career. I'm so afraid. I am so mortally afraid of what DeMarcus Cousins is going to do with the NBA to the Warriors, but thank God it's only going to be for 1 year. Cesar Hernandez asks, or Anderson, I'm sorry, I don't know why. Cesar Hernandez is a baseball player. I don't know why. Cesar Anderson, will Magic fire Luke Walton? I know he wants to. I'm sure he really, really wants to, but he's not going to be able to because Jeannie Buss loves Luke Walton. I don't know why she loves Luke Walton so much. I think it's because she thinks Luke Walton's like her guy, but he's not the coach of the future for the Lakers. He's not. LeBron is going to get tired of him, and they're going to end up shipping out half of the young guys anyway to get Anthony Davis. And I'm sorry, if I'm Magic Johnson and I just traded for Anthony Davis and I don't have Lonzo, LeBron, and AD, get me a real head coach. I want nothing to do with trying to develop Luke Walton. I just don't think it's going to end up being a long-term play for Lakers. I think he's a good bridge coach. And sometimes in sports, having a bridge coach isn't the worst thing. It's like the Chicago Bulls. Jim Boylan is a bridge coach. Obviously, he's not going to be their head coach when they end up being successful, but they need someone to coach the guys and develop them now and teach them good skills. Maybe Luke Walton is doing that for the young guys, but I will say this, it is certainly not showing on the court. Got a question here from Chad Ellison. Will the Detroit Pistons make some moves or tank for a top 5 pick? Interesting question. If you're the Pistons, you probably want to make some moves because, look, you're not going to be able to make a lot of moves in free agency with the massive contracts that Andre Drummond and Blake Griffin have. I wouldn't be surprised, actually, if they give a call to the Memphis Grizzlies and see if they can pry away Mike Conley. Because if you can give Mike Conley to Andre Drummond and Blake Griffin, I think you have a legitimate playoff team there. Not necessarily a contender, but you have someone who could maybe make a run and help you get to an Eastern Conference Finals. Maybe. I just don't know if tanking for the Pistons is the right move right now. You have a 30-plus-year-old Blake Griffin. You have an aging Andre Drummond. You have an awful cap situation. I think the Pistons are going to try to make a move here because at this point, they don't really have another option. I mean, they can't, unless they trade away Blake and Andre, which I just don't see them being able to do over the next couple of years. Who was the last person to average 35 a game for a season? That's a good question. Michael Jordan. I know Michael Jordan did it, but I don't think he's the most recent one. I know it had. Look, the only people that I know who have done it were Kobe and Michael. They're the only people that I know have done it, and Kobe has played more recently than Michael Jordan, so I'm guessing Kobe, probably. I'm going to guess Kobe, and I believe I'm correct here. Yeah, okay, so it was Kobe. He averaged 35.4 points per game in 2005 and 2006. There are other players who've done it besides Kobe and Michael. Those are just the two off the top of my head who I remember have done it. Well, obviously, I know Wilt obviously did it. He averaged like 40 points one season or something wild. I think, did Shaq ever do it? I don't think Shaq ever averaged 35. I know he averaged 30 one year, but I don't think Shaq ever averaged 35. No, so Kobe and Michael and Wilt are the ones that I know have done it. I think that James Harden is going to end up doing it. Which coach would you replace Luke Walton with? That is a fantastic question. There are a lot of options right now. The problem is that there aren't a ton of NBA coaches right now coming out of college. I don't think the Lakers would make a run for Mike Krzyzewski. I don't think that he's ever going to leave Duke. Roy Williams probably not going to leave UNC. We know Calipari's never going to leave UConn. In terms of guys in the NBA, Kentucky, sorry. In terms of guys who are going to end up leaving their current teams and go to the Lakers, I don't know. See, that's the problem. There aren't really a lot of great guys to replace Luke Walton with right now and in the long term. I mean, Mike Brown, maybe. Mike Brown is a guy who's still rolling out there, assistant for the Clippers, or excuse me, for the Warriors. He jumped over to the Warriors a couple years ago. You know, this is going to sound crazy. What about Shaka Smart? Shaka Smart could be an interesting pick for the Lakers. That could be a lot of fun. I don't know. We'll see. I think they'll end up getting rid of Luke Walton, and I think that they're going to look NBA before they look college. It just really depends on who is out there in terms of a free agent. They're not going to go for the Van Gundys. That's for sure. I've seen a couple rumors out there that maybe the Lakers go after one of the Van Gundys or Tom Thibodeau. That's not going to happen. We got another question from Sadie. More questions from Brazil. No need to apologize. We'll answer all your questions. Jimmy Butler become a problem for the Sixers. We've had some hints that there are some issues inside the 76ers locker room in terms of, roles and shots and this and that. For me, that just seems to be a little bit of adjusting to the life with Jimmy Butler. He likes to play a more traditional style of basketball, pick and roll offense, pick and pop basketball. But that's not really what the Sixers have been playing over the past couple of years because their point guard is Ben Simmons, who doesn't shoot threes. I think Jimmy Butler will end up being a problem, though, for the Sixers because if you have Embiid and you have Butler, I just don't know where Ben Simmons ends up fitting in that equation. So if you bring in Butler, you got to be ready to lose Simmons. But as of right now, they're playing good basketball. Sixers have been pretty good since they've gotten him. C. Jizzle BMG asks, are my Lakers going to make a big move soon? I certainly think they need to. They absolutely need to. Whether it's Bradley Beal or Anthony Davis, they need to make a move soon because all these young guys, look, they're super fun. It's nice. Hey, look at all the young guys. Drafted the first-round picks. Super fun. But they're not good. Brandon Ingram, since LeBron has gone out, has not been good. Lonzo Ball finally had a good game last night against the Bulls. He hasn't been that good. Josh Hart has been in a shooting slump for a month and a half. Kyle Kuzma is the only good young player on the team. And for whatever reason, do Lakers fans even like Kyle Kuzma? I don't get it. I really don't understand what Lakers fans have against Kyle Kuzma. He would be the only guy I'd want to keep right now if I was the Lakers. But I think they will make a big move, whether it's at the deadline or this summer. They got to get someone in to play with LeBron. That isn't just someone that, was watching LeBron at the finals 3 years ago from a college dorm room. Again, go to chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code NBA120 for an 120% deposit bonus. If you have more questions, continue to use hashtag NBA. I'll be in the comment section of YouTube answering them as they come in. As well, go send me some questions on Twitter @SportsDean. I'll answer them all as well there. But for now, we'll see ya.